Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, May 17. Prime Minister Andrew Holness today toured areas worst affected by this week's flood rains after returning to the island Tuesday night. The Prime Minister, who was on an official visit to the Dominican Republic, ended his assignment early as the impact of weeks of inclement weather was exacerbated by more flood rains Monday night into Tuesday morning. Mr. Holness toured sections of St. Anne's, Clarendon, St. Mary, and Portland. He also reviewed the situation in Sunnyside, St. Catherine, where 30 people had to be rescued, as well as Glengough, where the road was cut off.
But the government is responding. The team from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is on the ground. They're doing the assessment, and assistance will be given. The assistance may not be able to restore everyone to their former state, but it will be sufficient to get people back on their feet.
Ahead of Mr. Holness's return, Minister Horace Chang, who was acting in his absence, said government would give a more detailed review of the effects of the weather systems by Friday. He was addressing a press conference at Jamaica House Tuesday afternoon.
As the weather clears, of course, the magnitude of the damage will be assessed, and that is something we'll have to discuss with Minister of Finance, but the government is prepared to take the required steps to restore normalcy throughout. We are currently on the road evaluating what is happening, and the National Works will, of course, take steps in conjunction with the agencies to ensure that there is continued access to the various communities.
Dr. Chang says accounts of damage so far are cause for serious concern, including reports of inundated roads and farmlands, flooded communities, impassable roadways, and washed-away bridges in several parishes. By all accounts, Clarendon appears to be most severely affected.
Reports from the work agencies suggest flooding in the south of the parish in particular, Banks, Sedge Pond, Water Lane, Fogar Road, McGill-Trispen, Alley Bridge becoming impassable overnight. The River Mindanao in Spate has overflowed its banks in several sections of northern Clarendon, causing severe damage in many communities. There are two significant bridges in particular, I think, in Clarendon that have been damaged. Those communities will have to be addressed as a matter of emergency as soon as we get the opportunity to do so.
In the meantime, the flood rains have forced 11 residents from St. Catherine to seek refuge at 3 of 4 shelters opened in the parish. Director General of OPM, Major Clive Davis, told JIS earlier today that 4 persons were being housed at the Linstead Primary School, 6 at the Bullet Tree Shelter, and 1 person at Gregory Park Primary. He also reported that of the 9 shelters opened in Clarendon yesterday, none of them have since been occupied. OPM has also released a situation report revealing that 10 children and a male who were among the 30 persons rescued in Sunnyside, Linstead have been hospitalized. There is no word yet on the status of their conditions. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health is reporting that all hospitals across the island were reopened and in full operation today. The ministry reported a staff turnout of 80 to 100% for nurses and 95% for doctors at the island's hospitals. As it regards health centers, the Bohemia Health Center is the only such facility that remained closed in the Northeastern Regional Authority up to news time. Almost half of the 32 health centers in Clarendon were opened, while all health facilities in St. Elizabeth and Manchester were in operation. Those in the Southeast Regional and Western Regional Health Authorities also welcomed patients today. Education Minister Ruel Reid is urging students who missed their CXC exams on Tuesday to report difficulties to their respective schools. Schools in all parishes except Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James were closed yesterday, but instructed to keep their examination centers open for those sitting the external exams. Minister Reid says that while most were accommodated, there are reports of a few students in Portland and other areas who missed their exams.
The procedure for students who have missed their exams would be that they would have to report to the school directly, and we'll send a report to CXC, and CXC will make a determination as to what remedy they are likely to offer. There are usually 2 remedies. Either we do a supplementary paper, depending on how many students across the island would have been affected, and the other alternative would be to use internal grades and forecast grades.
Most schools reopened today upon the advice of the Met Service. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, is urging the public to exercise extreme caution in areas close to swamps, rivers, gullies, and known crocodile habitats, as the reptiles are likely to be displaced from the recent rainfall. NEPA is urging persons to report crocodile sightings to 1-888-991-5005, 580-754-7540 or 580-7993. Persons can also call the agency's WhatsApp line at 819-6372 or 119. The public is being reminded not to provoke crocodiles, as these sensitive creatures may become defensive if cornered or attacked. Crocodiles are one of Jamaica's many endangered animal species and are protected under law. Individuals found guilty of possessing, hunting, killing, capturing, or willfully molesting a crocodile may be charged a maximum fine of $100,000 or face 1 year imprisonment. And finally, forecasters are predicting that the weather conditions currently affecting the island will subside by Friday. Director of the Meteorological Service, Evan Thompson, says most of the activity from the trough that had been dumping the heavy rains has started to move off the island.
However, we are still in the general area of that trough, and it is interacting at the same time with another system, which is a frontal system that is more toward the north. As we move toward Thursday, we should see even less in terms of the rainfall, where on Friday we expect that conditions will be getting back to what we consider to be normal at this time.
The Met Office's 3-day forecast is for widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across most parishes on Thursday, while mostly eastern and central parishes should be affected on Friday. Saturday may bring scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.